So I saw this video a couple of days ago called Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? In Springtrapped. It's a Scooby-Doo fan animation where they take Scooby-Doo and Five Nights at Freddy's and put them together. It's created by Eagan Tilghman. I watched it. I loved it. It's great. There was one thing I noticed when watching it. It was the voices. I thought it was really crazy how much it sounded like the OG Scooby-Doo cast that I remember watching as a kid. And after the video, I went down into the description, and there it was. Disclaimer, I am not a fan of AI. The only reason I used AI voices for Fred, Daphne, Velma, and SG Kluger is because I can't really afford to pay a ton of voice actors at the moment. And it's also difficult to find impersonators for the gang other than Shaggy and Scooby. I'm gonna stop right there. So what I'm getting at is the voices sounded so much like the original cast because Eagan here used AI to replicate their voices. That right there has Twitter going fucking crazy right now. Even the voice actor for Daphne is bashing this guy. Everybody on Twitter, they have some good points, and some people on Twitter are actually fucking brain dead and know nothing about what they're talking about. They're only regurgitating what the people with the bigger subscriber count and follower count is saying. They can't form a opinion for themselves. They can't take in information and come up with their own thoughts about it. They can only say what the famous person said, and it's fucking annoying. And where I stand on this is, yeah, should not be using AI to do these voices, especially if you didn't get permission. But at the same time, we have people all over YouTube and TikTok, Twitter, just on the internet in general, using AI voices of famous recognizable characters and just famous voices, and not all of them are using them in a positive way. Like, you're getting people's childhood heroes, favorite cartoon characters using fucking slurs and obscenities, just saying terrible shit on the internet, and people can give it a like. People will love that they're doing that, and then we've got people who are taking those AI voices and actually trying to do something with them. Sure, it's not their voice to use, but they're not fucking making these people say horrible, obscene shit and doing all of this terrible stuff with it. This guy made a very well put together, very well done Scooby-Doo episode using these people's voices. It's just great. The animation looks good, very stylized stop motion, and it really feels like an actual episode of Scooby-Doo. Their execution, I would say, is pretty flawless. The only thing that people don't like about it is that they used an AI voice. As I stated, they shouldn't be using AI to do these voices, but they clearly state here, this isn't intended to make money. It's honestly created as a portfolio piece and giant joke that took me way too long to animate. So I just used AI considering I'm a one-man team and don't have the means for many voice actors at the moment. If it counts for anything, the rest of the video is painstakingly designed, modeled, textured, animated, lit, rendered, edited, composited, and posted all by me, 1000% from scratch, by hand, with nothing other than my own brain and creative drive doing the work. I even learned to do a Scooby impression so I could voice Scooby myself. This guy put in the time, the effort, the fucking will to make this. He didn't cheap out with anything other than the voices because he couldn't get other voices. I'm sure he probably did ask for people to voice act in this. He even does have voice actors. Even if it was only for Shaggy, he got a voice actor. He did a voice himself. He copied Fred, Daphne, Velma, and SG Kluger. And again, probably shouldn't have. But he is not the only person to have done this, and he is in no way disrespecting the people whose voices he's using, nor is he making anything that I think those people would be against. A fucking Scooby-Doo and Five Nights at Freddy's fan animation that's just a simple, fun idea for an episode. I don't think most of the voice actors would be against this. Well, I say that, but then, we got one single voice actor who had a really bad take, for the most part, on this. We'll get to that in a second. But what I'm trying to make is, this guy, he did so much that people are overlooking just because he used an AI voice for people who he couldn't find voice actors for. couldn't do a good impression of himself, and fucking definitely could not get the actual voice actors from this show to do. And I mean, this is a passion project of his. Who are you to tell him that something he did isn't fucking good? Who are you to tell him that this thing that he did is a abomination, shouldn't be made? He put his effort into every little detail of this video. The only thing he couldn't do was get voices. But for people like Vivian Madrano, the creator of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel, to say something like this is fucking absurd. I don't know much about this indie short thing, but I do know if you say, hey, I need a voice actor on Twitter, you will get fresh, qualified talent, or at least 20 people with Yeti mics doing impressions. There is literally no excuse to use an AI voice of someone no longer living. Using the voice of someone who's no longer living, sure, I can understand that. Maybe in bad taste. I don't know exactly how long ago it's been since the person had passed, but yeah, maybe don't use a dead person's voice. But in this case where she says that she knows if you say, hey, I need a voice actor on Twitter, you will get fresh, qualified talent. Vivian, I'm positive that you are maybe getting lots of requests and people asking to do voice work in your projects. But if you look at your follower count compared to this guy, you with your 8.23 million subscribers compared to this guy with his 27.3 thousand, I'm sure you are gonna have better luck getting people to want to voice act in your projects than he is. Like, this isn't a fair statement. I don't want to say it like this, but that's pretty privileged of you to say. You have a way wider range of influence and exposure that you probably could just go, hey, I need a voice, and get qualified talent. Or at least 20 people with Yeti mics. I'm sure you could do that. But if I went on Twitter right now and I fucking posted, hey, I need voice actors, I'm not getting a single fucking one. And if I do, it's like maybe one guy who happened to see this by accident. There's no way that just anybody is going to get qualified talent for their fucking project, especially if they're unknown. What incentivizes this freelance artist to fucking give their voice to a project if they are not guaranteed that they'll get any exposure? Like, it's a sad world that we live in, but like, a lot of people are only gonna do something if they think that they're going to get credit, exposure, and lots of likes and views and internet points out of it. If they see this guy with only 27,000 subscribers asking for voice actors, I'm sure there might be some people who are willing, but there's not gonna be qualified professional talent. You're probably getting some people with a Yeti mic who are willing to do it, but it's probably not going to be easy to find people that you actually want to do your voices. Like, anybody can grab a microphone and fucking, like, was that the bite of 87, dude? Like, Scoob, I think that guy just got spring locked. Reggie, he got spring locked. I don't think just anybody is going to do that. Like, this guy, I'm sure he still has a certain, like, barrier that he wants for people to be able to do a voice. Like, he doesn't want some Joe Smo to go, alright, gang, let's solve this mystery. I don't think he wants that as a voice in his production. Even if he is a smaller YouTuber who probably shouldn't be picky or as picky, but to say that you could get fresh qualified talent is just not a realistic thing to say. Yeah, AI shouldn't be your go-to, but that doesn't mean that you can never use it. AI is a tool. How you use it is more important than whether you used it at all. You've already proven yourself as somebody who can make projects people enjoy. Why wouldn't somebody want to be a part of that? Because at least they know they're getting some sort of exposure. I think recreating their voice is a lot less bad than recreating somebody's entire likeness in a big budget production. For example, Star Wars, when they recreated Princess Leia, or that general dude, I forgot their name. Like, literally recreating a human being, I feel is a bit more of a concern than recreating their voice. Recreating an entire person with, like, CGI and just straight up recreating them, having scans of their fucking faces and everything. I think that's a lot worse. Like the whole thing with the strikes going on right now, the whole thing is the big industry, Hollywood, wanting to photo scan background actors and fucking using them for the rest of eternity. No pay, no nothing, aside from the initial 1 day of pay they get for being scanned. And like I said, AI can be abused. The AI voices can be abused. Like, there's people all over the internet making, like, for example, Goku constantly saying the N-word or the F-slur. Like, these are things that happen that are not how AI should be used. But then we've got people like Glorb who are making these awesome SpongeBob AI music videos that are fucking great. The voices are so good. And people may come to the fence of that. I'm not attacking Glorb. I love those videos. But like, you saying that this guy shouldn't be using these people's voice for a passion project, one passion project, over someone like Glorb who's been doing it for a couple months now, using AI voices for their videos. And there's no difference. Hash Krabs, who also does SpongeBob rap videos, he gets people who can sound enough like the character to sing the verses in his music video. So like, getting mad at Eagan for using AI voices in one video to recreate something that took a lot of fucking time and effort is just not okay when people like Glorb are constantly using AI voice in every single one of their videos, when it's proven that you can be just as successful doing just real practical impression of those voices. How does this guy end up being the target for you fucking hateful people on Twitter and the internet in general? Like, how is he the target when there are people who have been doing what he's doing a lot longer, more frequently, and to way more success? Not to mention Hollywood, who is currently trying to recreate humans completely so they don't have to pay real people anymore, is not getting attacked the same way that this guy is. All he did was make a fun little video, and yet he's getting just absolutely fucking destroyed on the internet for doing something a way less of a degree than what others are trying to normalize on the internet. Using AI should not be your go-to, but using AI should not be immediately condemned. AI is a tool, it can help, but when you rely on that tool to do all of the work for you, that's when it gets into the area of not being okay. Like, AI has been used in the industry for a lot longer than a lot of people realize. They just didn't know it because AI wasn't fully recreating or doing everything itself before. Now there's this big push in Hollywood where they're trying to make AI do everything, and that's the problem. There are different types of AI as well. Creating voices with AI, writing with AI, and then straight up copying people's art and making your own based off of theirs, where it's literally blatantly copying and recreating that thing. A voice, I think, is the least degree of bad on the scale of AI. Sure, you should most definitely get consent before recreating somebody's voice, which a lot of people unfortunately don't do. I've seen, like with Corridor Crew, they show in-depth recreating voices, and the website and programs that they use normally say, make sure that you have permission to recreate any voices that you input into their servers.
We have a challenge here. The way you submit your voice set through this service is by speaking into a microphone, a consent form. It takes that recorded sentence, pairs it up with your data set, and makes sure that this data set and the person agreeing and consenting to everything are the same person.
And they say specifically, if you are caught recreating voices without consent, you will be banned from using their services. And that's the thing. AI needs consent. Yes, it's not okay to be using other people's voices, but this guy doing it one time as the least bit of effort being put into a huge project that took so much time for him to do. He put his blood, sweat, tears into it. Just this one thing that, yeah, he shouldn't have done, but did not make the whole project. This one thing did not suddenly make this thing a masterpiece. He didn't finally make it good because he used AI voices. You take away the voices, or he just voices everything himself, it would still be an awesome fucking video just because of all the other things he did to make it good. AI shouldn't be normalized into being relied on, but AI is going to happen regardless of what people want. How AI is used is what's really important. It's not meant to do all the heavy lifting. It's not supposed to be this make money button, and unfortunately that is how a lot of people are trying to use it. But this guy did not do that. He recreated voices without the consent of the voice actors. That's one strike. But everything else, he didn't recreate the Scooby-Doo episode with AI. He made that all by himself from scratch. Whereas people are trying to make whole AI-generated animations, AI-generated art, and then say that it's just as good, if not better, than the actual stuff that people make with their two bare hands. It's just not fair to this guy. Why is he getting all of the hate for something that he maybe shouldn't have done? Definitely didn't abuse it to the same degree that many other people try to do to get rich quick. Oh, that's one of the Scooby-Doo VAs being a bit extreme and shitting on a broke college student's passion project just because he couldn't find a working voice for the characters and used AI. I will never work for this person, and I am sharing their name with every voice actor I know. Alright, so Grey Delisle is the voice of Daphne, and yeah, it's definitely not a good look. You, a person who works in Hollywood, has this huge status, huge presence in the industry, saying that you will never work with this person and am sharing their name with every voice actor you know, it's fucking really out of touch. You're gonna ban this guy who was a broke college student just trying to make a passion project. You're gonna fucking try and ban this guy from the industry or working with anybody that you know as a voice actor. One, I don't think he'll ever want to work with you, especially after this. Two, you would never have fucking worked with him to begin with. If he had reached out to you and asked you to be Daphne in his animation, you would have either ignored / not seen his DM at all asking, or you would have straight up declined. Don't pretend for a second that it was ever a possibility of him working with you, especially on this project. And you to tell other people not to work with him is also just really fucked up. Sure, yes, he should have asked for permission or just not used the voices at all. But like, this is just a kid who's just trying to create something that he's really passionate about. And for you and other people in the industry to start shitting on him for doing this thing is just absurd. Get your priorities straight. The people you should be going after is fucking Hollywood, who not only wants to recreate your voices, but want to recreate you. Actors. Not just voice actors' voices. They want to recreate literally the actors, so they don't have to pay them anymore. They would love to just scan your face, make a 3D model in Blender or whatever, fucking just use that for the rest of eternity in the background. Why pay some guy to stand there where they're only there for like 3 seconds when they could just recreate your body and do what they want, keep it in their vault for the rest of eternity, where they don't have to pay this guy every single time they want to use him because he's a nameless guy. He's a nobody to them. They aren't worth more than the like $300 $200 that they're gonna pay him to scan his fucking face and then use for the rest of eternity. He doesn't get any like payment for every time he's used. It's that one-time payment, and then he's consented. If he lets them fucking scan them, he has consented to being used for the rest of eternity without pay. And that's the fucked up part. Why are you going after this one guy who made a fan-made project on YouTube? He's not selling your voice to other people. He's not making millions of dollars off of your voice. He's probably not making fucking jack shit really off of this video. So why are you attacking him when it's the industry that you work for and are trying to fucking use you, recreate you, and then get rid of you? Why is he the one who's getting attacked when it's the industry you work for that is trying to fucking take you out of the equation? Why is he the target? That's not okay. It really makes me mad that people are punching down some kid and trying to blacklist them from the animation industry because they made a cartoon with a couple AI voices, even though they clearly stated that they only did that for budget reasons since they don't have any money for real voices. Then you got dipshits like this. AI simply has no place in the industry and we cannot be lenient in any way. Bro, how does Hollywood's balls taste, dog? I'm really not going to be responding to or even reading any responses to this, sorry. Like, bro's not even willing to have his mind changed if somebody gives him real reason to take back his statement, he's already made up that since the famous people are against this, that he should be against this. And then the response to the person he originally replied to is, this isn't the industry. This is one guy making a stop motion cartoon on the internet just for fun and to expand his portfolio, who didn't have enough money for enough real voice actors. He doesn't deserve this level of hate and shitty treatment, especially not from the industry pros. Yeah, no, he should not be getting any level of hate that he is currently getting. If you want to criticize him for using AI voices, yes. But don't try and gatekeep him, block him from the community. Don't try to fucking tear him down and make sure he never gets anywhere because he did one video using the voices of some other voice actor, and then you still let people all over abuse this way more than he ever did. This guy only made one video, and the AI voice that he used was only one tiny part of the way bigger scale of the video, where he put months of fucking work into it, and he only used AI voices because he couldn't get real voices for his fucking project. You people are ganging up on this one dude because he's smaller than the big people who really deserve the criticism. Like, there are people on the internet abusing AI voices, making shit tons of money from basically doing nothing. And again, I'm not attacking Glorb. I'm attacking the people who are on TikTok doing fucking AI song covers, literally going to some website, inserting the fucking YouTube link, hitting send, and then AI just recreates that entire song, but with SpongeBob. People are doing that, uploading it, making shit tons of money, getting shit tons of views. Well, this guy did it once, not to be the main focus of his video, but just because he couldn't pay to do it all by himself. He just didn't have the money to pay people to do all the voices for him. And this is a one-time thing that he did. This is not him making a whole career out of using AI. He didn't use AI to make the video, to do the animation. He only used it for the voices because he couldn't find people to do the voices for him. Again, as I've stated, because a lot of you will forget that I said this, it's not okay he used AI voices. This is a one-time thing. Now he can take this and learn from it, and maybe now, because he's definitely gotten more exposure, maybe now he can get people who will actually willingly voice act for him. But like, he didn't do this out of malice. He didn't do this because he thought it was going to be a get rich quick scheme. He didn't hit the make video button and then create the whole thing in 20 minutes with a fucking prompt. He spent months, hours fucking working on this nonstop. It's not fair to him that all of his work is undermined because he did one fuck up. Bro apologized. He's learned his lesson, I'm sure, about using AI voices. And now in the future, I'm sure he'll be more content with using actors that maybe don't meet the quality he was originally looking for. It's going to happen regardless of what anyone wants. Let's punish the big players when they abuse AI tech. Leave the indie artists alone. Exactly. That's exactly the right thing to go about this. Attack the people who are already abusing this, who are way bigger, who should know better. And I'm glad to see that some people are actually there to defend him. The guy who worked on the Fnaf Scooby-Doo short is now getting blacklisted. How the fuck did we get to this level? I think people are being hard on the Scooby-Doo Fnaf guy, to be honest. I never thought I would see the day where the voice actress of Daphne would try to get an indie animator blacklisted because he couldn't afford voice actors and used AI in a fucking Scooby-Doo and Fnaf parody. Shame on you, Vivian, Grey Delisle, and other people who are way up in a higher status, who are in the industry, who are fucking shitting on this one independent creator. And for Grey Delisle and a couple of her other friends and just people in the industry in general who are shitting on this dude, fucking absurd. You were sitting here shitting on some guy on YouTube who really didn't do that much wrong when there are other people who are abusing AI to a way bigger degree than what he is. And you work for fucking Hollywood. who is literally trying to get rid of you completely. They want to remake you on a computer and then fucking throw you to the side like you never fucking existed. You know what? This whole drama is stupid. I'm sticking with my opinion on it. The guy who made the Scooby-Doo / Fnaf cartoon is innocent. He's not making money from the video. All of you who think he's fucking Satan because he used AI voices for some characters are idiots. And then we got this guy right here. It's really not that hard to get freelance voice actors, friends to help out, or even voice it yourself. It's unauthorized, and that's that. There's no need to jump through hoops in order to justify this as an exception while you still advocate against AI art. Voice acting isn't different. Yeah, AI art and AI voice acting, they're not completely different, but like AI art, they're literally just copying and pasting. It's not 100% the same. Recreating somebody's voice is not you recreating that person entirely. You recreating somebody's art is literally you just taking somebody else's work. Saying that they're exactly the same is just not correct. AI art, the AI is the main focus. It's the thing that you're supposed to be impressed by. But in his video using AI voices, the voices are not the thing that make or break this video. Like I said, you completely mute it or replace it with somebody else just doing their best impression. It doesn't take away from the video. Sure, maybe the voice quality is lowered, but that doesn't take away that this guy took months to create something that he was very passionate about. This fucking video looks amazing.
I'm the only one here.
Like, this video looks amazing. Like, just this part right here at the beginning. Like, this is a really great recreation of that intro. Like, AI is not recreating. It's not recreating this. You don't hit the generate button and then get a whole Scooby-Doo episode in stop motion. That's not how it works. Like, look at this. This looks so fucking good. Like, he did this himself with his own two hands, his mouse, keyboard, his computer. Like, here, look, muting it right now. It still looks good. It didn't suddenly just get worse because I took away the voice. It looks fucking great. It looks fucking good. AI is not the main focus. But if I go to an AI-generated piece of art and I turn the transparency down to 0, what are you left with? What are you left with? Nothing. There's a difference between using it to help enhance the effect of what you're making, and then there's literally using it and trying to parade it around saying that it's now a work of art equivalent to all of the man-made things that other people have done. AI art is a tool to help. It's not meant to be the main character. It's not the main focus. It's not supposed to be in the spotlight. It's not supposed to be the whole piece itself. It's there to help and enhance the effect of what you're doing. It's not supposed to completely take over every role and recreate something and make something by itself. It's a tool. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a money printer. That's not how it works, even though a lot of people try to do that. Like this right here, this deserves to be loved and admired and appreciated for what it is. Because this is somebody's passion. They put many, many hours into this. There's no way in hell that you could compare this to hitting the make art button on a shitty fucking AI piece of art that somebody posts on Twitter. Just because somebody put in the prompt Scooby-Doo stop motion doesn't mean that you're gonna get this in the thing just because you put that into the prompt. This takes real hard work that this guy did painstakingly for hours, 4 months. This guy did something. He did something. That's the end of the statement. He did something. He didn't put in a prompt. He didn't say Scooby-Doo stop motion generates and then upload it. He didn't do that. This guy put real love, hard work, passion into this fucking video. And it deserves to be praised. It deserves it. It deserves praise. It deserves love and admiration. No matter how much I say this, some people on the internet are just going to willingly stay dumb, ignorant, and not accept things, just not accept the truth. Yes, this used AI voices, but those AI voices were not the big picture. They were not the thing that made this. Those AI voices can be easily removed. And hell, Eagan Tilghman right here. If you want, I'll give you a new voice that you can edit out Frank Welker or any of the other voice actors that you AI generated. I'll give you some voices and I'll do it for free. This is amazing. I grew up with Scooby-Doo. I fucking love Scooby-Doo. This is amazing. I fucking love how this looks. It is so good. And the fact people are discrediting this and saying that it's terrible just because he used AI voices when he couldn't get people to willingly work on this with him for free. Like, that's not his fault. He spent so long making this. And you could tell just looking at it that there was nothing but love and passion put into this project. And honestly, how fucking dare you discredit this and all? He can always go back, take out those voices. He's already apologized for using those voices. How dare you fucking criticize this man's hard work when most of you fucking losers on the internet have never in your life done anything creative, never done any kind of real hard work in your entire fucking life. All you do is go on the internet and you fucking complain. How fucking dare you even try to question this guy's intent? This dude did nothing out of malice. He didn't have any bad intent with this. He just wanted to make something he was passionate about. And this can easily be fixed. But you guys will sit here and fucking suck off the fucking industry. Fucking just while they're fucking trying to replace the real physical people in their projects. They're trying to take away the humanity and give you AI-generated computers who imitate the real people. Like, you're here targeting the wrong person. That's all I really have to say. And as much as I say it, I'll tell Twitter and the rest of the internet, do better. But you're not gonna. Most of you won't fucking listen. Anybody who actually hears this and agrees with what I said probably already had the opinion that he didn't do any wrong. And those of you who are probably going to dislike what I have to say, you probably were not willing to have your mind changed in the first place. And I really couldn't do anything about that. All I could say is stay ignorant.